And we're still talking security. The national president of the Ijaw Youth Council, Peter Igbifa, has been kidnapped in Port Harcourt. His abduction comes just a few hours to the expiration of a one-month ultimatum he issued to the federal government to constitute a governing board for the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The IYC president was seized by gunmen along the Ugurutau-Magwa Expressway while on his way to the Port Harcourt International Airport, where he was scheduled to catch a flight to Abuja. The IYC, under his leadership, are threatening to shut down the Niger Delta region through a mass protest if government fails to meet its demand regarding the NDDC by 12 midnight today. This tough stance generated controversy across the region, forcing different stakeholders and factions of the youth group to take sides. Despite his abduction, the Igbifa-led Ijaw Youth Council says it will go ahead with its planned protest across the Niger Delta on Wednesday, the 26th of May. We're joined now by former spokesman of the IYC, Jeremiah Owoupele, for more on this development. Let's begin by first identifying which faction of the IYC you belong and what part you're following in all of these developments.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you asked a question. Which faction do I belong? I'm not sure if I get it correctly. The last time I checked, the IYC is unified. We have one National Executive Council under the leadership of Peter Igbifa. And so when you ask a question about faction that I belong, I'm a little bit not too clear on what you mean.
I understand your sentiment, Mr. Owoupele, but Igbifa, we're told, spoke to some of his aides before he was weeks away. What more do you know about that development?
I can tell you without any fear of dispute that the national president of the Ijaw Council was never kidnapped.
So, what really happened?
I'm sure you understand that in the last couple of months, there's been an agitation on the constitution of the entire board of the Niger Delta Development Commission. And before now, there was an ultimatum given a lot of interventions from various quarters. The council reviewed this decision and allowed peace to reign for some time. And this was a premise that we were persuaded to do this because the Minister of Niger Delta, His Excellency Akpabio, was very specific that by June, not June, gave us a specific timeline that the board was going to constitute. Based on that, and after several consultations, the planned protest was shelved. And you are aware that in a matter of days, 2 days from now, 24 to 48 hours, the ultimatum will expire. And so what you are seeing playing out is a lot of political intrigues, doing everything it can from those who are in the circle of governance to ensure that these planned protests do not go. But like I said before, I have it on very strong authority that the president was never kidnapped. We are aware that there has been an orchestrated plan from certain quarters of government to ensure and do everything humanly possible to ensure that the planned protests do not go. But I can assure you, the Ijaw Youth Council is very ready, more than you can imagine, because our demand is a very fair demand. We're asking the federal government to adhere strictly to the provisions of the act that established the Niger Delta Commission.
Hold on, Mr. Owoupele. Hold on, Mr. Owoupele. Yes. So if the IYC president wasn't kidnapped, where exactly is Peter Igbifa right now?
Peter Igbifa, as we speak, was in Abuja for a meeting called by members of the federal government in view of the ultimatum that was given. I can authoritatively tell you that all members of the National Executive Council are in Abuja, and if you were careful to note, there's already a press statement from the President Spokesman Ijaw. It's already streaming on Facebook, affirming this position.
Affirming that Peter Igbifa indeed made that scheduled meeting in Abuja with other Ijaw leaders. Is that what you're saying?
I am telling you, I'm former spokesman of the Ijaw Youth Council, and I'm telling you that Peter Igbifa was in Abuja for a meeting. Whether or not he attended or not is another discussion. But the issue of his kidnapping is neither here nor there. He was never kidnapped.
What happens now with the scheduled, the planned protest for tomorrow?
You are going to hear position of the council not too long from now. The decision is unanimous. It was not taken by the National Executive Council. It was taken by Ijaw people in consultation with leaders of council and Ijaw Nation. And therefore, I believe very strongly that former spokesman that in the next couple of hours, the national spokesman, if that careful, will address the press and you will see what's going to happen.
I must say that you're leaving me a little bit more confused than I was before, but we have to add to the report we have here, quoting you that the IYC president wasn't kidnapped and that he was indeed in Abuja earlier today. Jeremiah Owoupele, former spokesman of the IYC, thank you for talking to us tonight.
Thank you.
With 3